This is Daily Armenia, ＳիվիլNeթ's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. A coalition of American Christian leaders has sent a letter to President Donald Trump urging decisive action to free 24 Christian hostages, 23 Armenian Christians and one Azerbaijani Christian convert held by Azerbaijani authorities. Among them is Ruben Vardanyan, whose health is in jeopardy as his hunger strike extends into its 23rd day, leaving his health rapidly deteriorating. In their appeal, published on ChristianNewsWire.com, the signatories cite credible reports of torture and ongoing abuse, emphasizing their belief that President Trump's leadership is uniquely positioned to resolve this crisis and that swift action is needed to save Christian lives. Addressing Trump, they say, "We believe you are the only one who can rescue these Christian hostages," and also highlight a statement he made last October prior to his election, in which he pledged to protect persecuted Christians and bring peace to the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Among the noted signatories are Dr. Alveda King, niece of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and former U.S. Senator Ambassador Sam Brownback, along with journalist Rod Dreyer and editor Sohrab Amari, who have been described as mentors to Vice President J.D. Vance. Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan and Dutch Foreign Minister Caspar Veldkamp signed a declaration on strategic partnership between their countries in Yerevan today. Speaking at a joint press conference, Veldkamp highlighted the significance of the agreement, stating that such declarations are rare for the Netherlands and reflect its strong commitment to Armenia. Addressing the issue of Armenian captives held in Azerbaijan, Veldkamp reaffirmed that both the Netherlands and the European Union remain committed to their release. "We believe that prisoners and captives must be protected properly in line with international standards and have the right to a free and fair trial," he said. He assured that the Netherlands would continue raising the issue in Brussels and directly with Azerbaijan. Growing ties between Armenia and Yerevan have angered Baku, which in recent months has begun attacking the Netherlands by including it in the same decolonization propaganda it has been using against France. Prosecutors have filed multiple criminal charges today against former President Serzh Sargsyan in a case pertaining to the alleged unlawful sale of land plots near the Yerablur military cemetery. The Prosecutor General's office told the state news outlet Armen Press that Sargsyan faces multiple counts of money laundering and grand theft charges in the case, related to what it calls the unlawful alienation of the land plots. This will not be Sargsyan's first time in court. He was previously indicted on embezzlement charges in 2020 concerning the alleged theft of about $1.25 million in public funds, but was acquitted last year. He is barred from leaving the country pending his trial. Former President Robert Kocharyan will also be going on trial again. He was acquitted in 2021 of coup charges, but will be retried on appeal. The office also submitted a request to the National Assembly today to initiate criminal prosecution against members of Parliament Hovik Aghazaryan and Taron Margaryan, as published on the Parliament's website. According to the prosecutor's office, there is sufficient factual basis to prosecute Aghazaryan, who was removed from the ruling party at the end of last year on charges of accepting a particularly large bribe and leveraging real or perceived influence over public officials. Speaking to Azatuchun, Aghazaryan said he was not surprised by the motion, but denied the accusations against him. As for opposition, I have Honor Faction MP and former Yerevan Mayor Margaryan. The charges include large-scale money laundering, abuse of power by an official, and illegal seizure of state or municipal land. The executive body of the former ruling Republican Party strongly condemned the petition against Margaryan, calling it another example of political persecution against the opposition. According to the National Assembly's Rules of Procedure, a motion to initiate criminal prosecution or to deprive an MP of their liberty can be discussed at either a regular or extraordinary Parliament session. The next regular session of the National Assembly is scheduled for March 25th. The decision to approve criminal proceedings against an MP is made via secret ballot. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 117,372. That's the number of tourists who visited Armenia in February, according to the country's tourism committee. That's down about 10,000 visitors from last February. It is believed the decline can be attributed, at least in part, due to the many Russians who were coming to visit family and friends who had moved to Armenia in large numbers after the invasion of Ukraine. Now that the number of those emigres have declined, so too have their visitors, who are driving the tourism increase of recent years. Neighboring Georgia and Iran took second and third place, with 15% and 8% of the tourists respectively. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.